Well, you wouldn't come up with a tax plan to encourage better behaviour. What
Yeah.
you would do is you would encourage investment in research so that we can make further progress. And that's what frustrates us. You know, as Mike said, IAG paid 957 million euros in APD alone last year. Now, if some of that money went into research and development to support new technology to improve the environmental performance of our industry, I think that would be a great use of that money. It doesn't. Not a single cent of that goes to any environmental good.
Right.
And that's the challenge. You know, you raise taxes, those taxes are not going to do anything to improve the environmental performance. We know that. You know, there's clear evidence of that in the UK, where the tax was introduced as an environmental tax. And since it was first introduced, not a single penny of that money has gone to improve anything on the environment.
But there is an answer to your question, emission trading, with two big buts.
Yep.
First but, we're the only mode of transport which is in, all the others are out.
And it's only in Europe.
And sorry, there is still coal used to produce electricity for trains in the third world country called Germany. So most of our trains run on coal-driven electricity, not the long-range trains, but the others. And the other big but is, of course, emission trading cannot be disadvantaging those hub carriers in Europe, which have to pay for emission trading for their feeding flights. If you go via Istanbul or Dubai, creating more environmental pollution, you don't. But that could be easily carved out by the European Commission. But emission trading is the idea of having the most efficient use of those CO2 emissions which are unavoidable. That's the whole idea. Price it. That's a market we all believe in. But it needs to be a real market globally. That cannot be achieved. Carve out the disadvantage of European hub carriers and put it on all modes of transport, not just on one.
Under the EU ETS scheme, I have the 2018 figure. I haven't seen an updated figure for 2019, but 67 million tonnes of CO2 was covered by the EU ETS. There's more CO2 produced by cars in the UK than that. And this is, you know...
But cars don't have gravity, and they are a relatively straightforward fix in terms of... But you could see a line to getting cars electrified, and they have set some quite strict targets.
And it's taken them a long time to get there. When the incentive was there and taxation was there, it didn't do anything. Taxation didn't reduce the CO2 emissions from road transport. And we all know it is taxed. So taxation is not going to be the solution. I would agree with Carsten. I think an emissions trading scheme, a sensible emissions trading scheme, is one way of doing it, because you are getting a direct benefit to the environment as a result of that. BA had to argue to be included in the UK domestic emissions trading scheme back in 2001 for domestic aviation. So, you know, we actually participated in a scheme 20 years ago, and we did so on a voluntary basis because we wanted to understand whether this was going to lead to the right result. And it's clear that it does. Taxation isn't going to do it.